I have 5 more classes to finish my doctorate degree.
5 clases.
I'm tired,
Yo
y'all.
estoy cansado.
So every once in a while, I'm going to give you something that it has nothing to do with Bible. It's not a pagan thing, I promise you. I just would like for us to understand certain
Quiero que
points.
entiendan algunas cosas.
Leonardo da Vinci once claimed that an average human being looks without seeing,
Averaje
listens
dice que un
without hearing,
humano ve sin ver,
touches
escucha sin
without
escuchar,
feeling,
toca sin
eats
sentir, come
without
sin
tasting,
probar,
moves
mueve
without physical
sin
awareness,
ver lo físico,
inhales
inhala
without awareness of
sin
odor
saber
or fragrance,
el olor,
and
fragancia,
talks
y habla
without thinking.
sin pensar.
Now, that's the average human being.
Lo averaje.
To prove my point, this morning I came to
Para probar mi
church
punto esta
and I had my
mañana,
iPad, and my iPad only had 2% power. And as I came out of the car, I thought, man, I need to charge up my iPad because I got to use it for service.
Darle una carga.
And from coming from the car to the sanctuary,
Santuario.
I put my iPad somewhere.
Mi iPad en otro lugar.
And I spent the next 30 minutes trying to find where I put my iPad.
¿Dónde puse la tableta?
Doesn't that sound like people?
No suena como la gente.
You know, you're going to look at me like, no, that's you getting old, Pastor. No, I did it without thinking. I put it somewhere and my mind was not present.
No estaba presente.
And then I thought to myself, you know what? I'm just going to go on and forget about the iPad and I'm going to run into the iPad sometime or another. And I did, and I went out and got the blower and started blowing the leaves outside in the parking lot. And lo and behold, there is the iPad. 30 minutes trying to find the iPad. Found the iPad on the trunk of my car.
Estaba en el carro, arriba del carro.
30 minutes.
30 minutos.
Leonardo da Vinci proved me right.
Sí, estaba correcto.
We do things and we're not cognizant of what we're doing when we should be aware of the moment. So right now, I want everybody to be aware of the moment they're in right now. Strive to stay present.
Trata de ser presente.
See, I went on my first semester, went back to school. I was 43 years old, freshman in the university.
Nuevecito en la universidad.
See, I'd gone to school such a long time ago that none of my credits were worth anything. So I had to start back over again. And freshman, and we had one of those speakers.
Primerizo y teníamos uno de
You ever had one of those professors?
Teníamos uno de esos profesores.
Open your book to page 86.
Abre tus libros a la página
just
86.
monotone.
Y estaba hablando
I could feel the saliva started just getting the front of
la
my
saliva saliéndose de la boca.
You know, oh Lord God, help
Ay, ayúdame,
me.
Señor.
This is not
Esto
good.
no es bueno.
And then I felt like, you know, I had spider webs in my head because I wanted to learn, but I had to go past all these webs that had built up over the years. So I want you to try to be in the moment. And if you got to fight through some spider webs, fight through the spider webs because this is important.
Esto es muy importante.
I'm going to show you a video really quickly.
Un video bien rápido.
And I'm a person, I love culture. I love cultural diversity.
Me encanta la diversidad cultural.
But there's a group of people that, man, I wish they will open their doors and let people in.
Ellos abran la puerta y dejen que otros vengan.
It might be an advertisement. I'm sorry, I can't do anything about that. But we can skip it now.
Puedo saltar.
Thank God that we can skip this stuff. I was watching something and it was very Christian, and then they had a very non-Christian commercial on.
Que no era cristiano.
Now, have any of you ever seen this video before?
¿Ustedes han visto este video antes?
This is the Amish
Estos son la cultura
raising a barn,
que ellos están construyendo una.
and this is in one single day.
En un día de trabajo, un día solamente.
They look like ants, don't they?
Parecen como hormiguitas, ¿verdad?
Okay, we can stop right there. Since it decides to freeze there, let's stop right
Vamos
there.
para ahí como se congeló ahí.
Now, see, we're very different
Nosotros somos muy
than a group
diferentes
like the Amish.
como la gente.
See, the Amish,
Los Amish,
they don't use power
ellos
tools.
no usan herramientas.
I don't know what I can do without a power tool.
Yo no sé qué haría.
I mean, without a power tool, that's going to be a long
sin
day.
poder, sin
They
electricidad. yo no
don't
puedo.
use
Pero
electricity.
ellos no usan electricidad.
We turn the lights on in here. Some of you are going to be crying out for Jesus.
Apagamos las luces
Because it's so
ustedes van a
dark in
estar
here.
gritando porque es muy oscuro aquí en ese lugar.
They do a lot of stuff in one single day, and they don't have the shortcuts
No
that we
tienen
have.
la herramienta que tenemos nosotros.
But we
Pero nosotros
don't do as much
no hacemos
in one
tanto
day
en un día.
because we spend our
Que
days
nosotros pasamos nuestro día
texting,
texteando,
emailing,
mandando emails,
playing video games,
jugando juegos,
watching
videojuegos,
TV.
viendo televisión.
No, I am not meddling.
No, yo no me estoy
I'm just
metiendo con
telling you,
ustedes. Es que le estoy diciendo.
we waste
Nosotros
a lot
gastamos mucho
of
tiempo.
time. See, I believe
Yo pensaba
that the
que
enemy,
el enemigo,
his tool for us not to produce much in our lifetime is to spend our time at leisure.
Nuestro tiempo.
I believe
Yo pienso
that the
que
enemy
el enemigo
uses our leisure time
nuestro tiempo libre
against us.
contra nosotros.
Because everybody has
Que
24
todos
hours.
tienen 24
But
horas.
have you noticed
¿Se han dado cuenta?
some become
Muchos
billionaires
son millonarios,
while some stay
mientras
poor?
ellos se quedan pobres.
See, I want to be one of those
quiero ser uno
that I
de esos
use advantages
que yo
all the
puedo
time
usar
that God has
Todo el
given me.
tiempo que Dios me ha dado.
See, I hit my bed and I am so
Yo me
tired.
acuesto en mi cama,
And I
estoy
have
cansado,
Hulu Plus,
tengo
Netflix,
Hulu Plus,
and
tengo Netflix,
Amazon Prime.
Amazon,
And I have
y
discovered
he
that they are
descubierto
great
que esos
tools
son buenas herramientas
when I am tired
cuando estoy cansado,
because they put me to
que me
sleep.
ponen a dormir.
My kids said, my dad will have that TV so loud, I'm in my room hearing gunshots.
Yo escucho tiroteos de balas,
And he's in his room fast asleep.
durmiendo.
Dad, how can you fall asleep with all that noise?
Todo ese ruido.
You know why?
¿Sabes cómo?
You know how?
¿Sabes?
I'm so
¿Qué?
tired.
Yo estoy tan
It doesn't
cansado que
matter.
no importa,
It does not
no
matter.
importa.
It's really bad because, you know, we have Redbox.
Tenemos Redbox
And I'll spend some money on renting a video.
alquilando.
And I want to see the video. But I'm so tired, I fall asleep.
Cansado que me
And then I have to return the video thinking, I only saw 10 minutes of that thing.
Solo vi 10
I'm so tired. I don't have time for that mess.
Tengo tiempo para
I got stuff to accomplish.
tantas cosas que hacer.
I want to reach
quiero
what God has made me to reach.
Quiere que yo alcance.
See, that's living with a
Eso es
purpose.
viviendo con
I think some of us need to find our purpose.
nosotros tenemos
And see,
que
once you find your purpose, you realize all the stuff that is just taking
todas
your
las
time.
cosas que te están robando.
See, I watch our teenagers, they can get on my nerves really quick.
Adolescentes, y ellos me molestan.
I'm telling you, my teenagers, they can get on my nerves because you give them a task to do, and they're going to work for like 5 minutes, and then they're going to take out their phone.
Después ellos sacan el teléfono.
And I'm like, are you so important
Tú eres tan importante
that you need to be on your phone right now?
estar en el teléfono ahora mismo.
Well, that's always the answer.
Siempre es la respuesta. Bueno.
Are you the president of the United States that someone needs to get a hold of you right now?
Tiene que buscarte ahora mismo.
Why don't you finish the task that you have before
Que
you?
tú tienes ahora.
Playing video games, I'm not anti-video games.
Juego. Yo no estoy en contra.
Not anti-video
Yo no
games.
estoy en contra.
I'm really not.
No estoy en contra.
I'm playing this silly game
Estoy jugando un juego
myself that every day
que todos los días
I get killed
me matan,
because I forget
que se me olvida
to put my shield on
poner mi protección
every single day.
todos los días.
All I have to do is just put my shield on so I don't get attacked.
Para que no me ataquen,
But I got stuff to do.
cosas que hacer.
So I got to get to the point like, oh, it's going to take me another 9 months to build up as much as I got right now. But you know, that shield is not important anyway.
Protección, pero esa protección no es importante.
It's just a game.
Es solo un juego.
That's it, just
Eso
a
es
game.
todo, es solo
Have
juego.
you gotten on YouTube and seen kids?
Han visto niños,
They're on their game,
ellos están
and then they
jugando
lose,
juegos y ellos pierden
and then they grab their game system
y ellos toman su
and throw it outside the
juego y
window.
lo tiran por la ventana.
Am I the only one that's seen
¿El
those?
único que ha visto eso?
Oh, I've seen
Yo
it.
he visto eso.
First thing I think of
Yo pienso,
is like, ooh, that was my child.
eso fue mi
Ooh, my
niño.
goodness, he'll need a new
él,
behind.
él va a necesitar un pompis
Because that game costs money.
este juego cuesta dinero.
That's the first thing. Second thing I think of is
Que
like,
puedo pensar es
that's the most important
esto
thing in their life.
importante en su
That it
vida.
makes them that angry.
Hace tan
Is that the
enojado
most important thing that we have in our own lives?
en su vida.
If someone took away your phone,
Alguien se quita.
see, I heard on the news where some stars in Hollywood decided to put away their device for one day,
Guardaron su teléfono por un día.
and that's on the news.
Y eso está en las noticias.
That shouldn't be on the
Eso no debe
news.
estar en las noticias.
You find, result for cancer, put that on the news. Not I'm going to go a day without my device. That shouldn't be on the
Eso no debe
news.
estar en televisión.
We're not like the
No
Amish.
somos como
We waste our time.
nosotros gastamos el tiempo.
So we're going to go into
Así
scripture
que
right
vamos a
now.
meternos en la descripción.
Now, this is in Judges chapter 4,
Jueces capítulo
verse
4,
6 and 8.
versículos.
Now, this is what Deborah said. Now, before we go into Deborah, I need to explain some things because, in the Old Testament, we're always so macho, everything bad.
Testamentos, todo es macho.
The value of a woman in the Old
El
Testament
valor
was
de
the
la
same value
mujer
of cattle.
Es de la mujer, es lo mismo.
So
que
sometimes,
una vaca.
Latinos
Así que los latinos
like to make ourselves feel like we're macho.
son macho.
But Deborah
Pero Débora
was the judge at the
era
time.
la juez de ese tiempo.
So that means
Quiere
she
decir
was worth
que
a lot
ella
more than a
valía
cow
más que una vaca.
because she was the
Porque
person in
ella era la
charge.
persona
So we're going
encargada.
to talk a little about
Vamos a hablar
Deborah.
un poco de Débora.
The Lord, the God of Israel, commands you, go take
No te
with you
manda
10,000 men of Naphtali and Zebulun and lead them up to Mount
Toma
Tabor.
contigo 10,000 hombres de
I would lead Sisera, the commander of Jabin's army, with his chariots and his troops to the Kishon River and give him into your hand.
Capitán del ejército.
Barak said to her,
Carros y
if you
ejército,
go with me,
lo
I
entregaré
will
en tus
go.
manos.
But if you
Tú vas
don't go
conmigo,
with
yo
me,
iré, pero si
I
tú no
won't
vas
go.
conmigo, yo no voy.
All right, now I told you
Ahora mismo yo
what a
le dije
woman
que es
was
una
considered
mujer,
at the time.
era
Now
considerada
here you have the woman
Ahora tienes
telling the
mujer,
man
le dice al hombre
what God said
lo
to
que
do.
Dios dice que
And the
haga.
man turns
Y
around and
el
says,
hombre dice,
no, I won't go unless
"No
you
voy
go with me.
contigo si tú no vas conmigo."
That reminded me of my dad one
Esto me
time.
acuerdo de mi papá. Me
My
acuerdo.
dad had a kidney stone that had to get it
Papá
removed.
tenía una
And he told
piedra
one of
en
his
el
wives,
estómago.
I don't know which
Y
one,
le dijo uno de sus esposas,
There have
no me
been
acuerdo
many.
cuál esposa, y él ha tenido muchas esposas.
he told one of
Le
them,
dijo una de ellas,
I'm not going to go unless you
"Yo no
don't, you
voy al
don't go with
hospital
me.
si tú no vas conmigo."
Because, men, we don't like hospitals.
Hombres no le gustan los hospitales.
Men, y'all don't have to say amen. I know I'm not the
Tienen que
only
decir
one
amén.
don't
Yo
like
sé que yo no
hospitals.
soy el único que no le gusta el hospital.
Yeah, if they ask me to take my pants
Y que
down,
me quiten los
for what?
pantalones. Yo voy a decir por qué.
Usually comes with a shot.
Eso viene con una vacuna.
What you gonna do?
¿Qué me van a hacer?
I can't see you back there.
Puedo verte allá atrás.
You gotta warn me
Tienes
before you do
que
anything.
advertirme lo que vas a hacer.
So here it is.
Así
Barak
que
says,
está,
I'm not
Barak
going to
dice,
go
Yo no voy.
unless you go with
No
me.
vas conmigo.
Now, God didn't like this
Dios no
attitude.
quería esto. No le gustaba.
That's not the attitude that God
Eso
likes.
no era la actitud que le
What
gustaba.
God likes is
Lo que
whenever He
Dios le
asks you to
gusta es
do
cuando
something, you say, yes, I'm
Él te
going.
pide que haga algo.
Yes,
Dice,
I'm
"Sí,
going."
Yo voy. Sí, yo voy.
So if you're wondering, well,
Tú estás
why is
pensando,
the strange
¿por qué
pastor
este pastor
of the
raro
strange
de
church
esta iglesia rara
in front of you?
está al frente de ustedes?
See, when I was little,
Cuando yo era chiquito,
I was in another
yo
country.
estaba en otro país.
I was 6 years old
Tenía 6 años.
in the Republic of
En la
Panama.
República de Panamá.
And I
Y yo
remember
me
this prayer.
acuerdo esta oración.
God,
Señor,
I want to go
yo quiero ir
wherever you
donde
want me
quiera
to
que
go.
tú quieres que yo vaya.
God,
Dios,
I'll suffer
yo sufriré
whatever
lo
you
que
want me to
sea lo que
suffer.
tú quieres que
I just want to be
Pero yo
where
quiero
you
estar
want me
donde
to be.
tú estés.
And fast forward the time, and God says, go Alabama. I said, no, I won't go.
No, yo no voy para Alabama.
No, there's nothing in Alabama.
No hay nada aquí.
No, who leaves Miami
¿Quién deja
and
Miami
goes to
ahorita ir
Alabama?
a Alabama?
Now, if you are Alabama born, I'm sorry, that's just how I felt. Okay, so just swallow hard. You don't leave Miami to go to Alabama. That's not a forward motion.
Eso no es un progreso.
So I said, no, I won't
Yo
go.
dije, no, yo no voy.
And I asked my wife, and my wife said, I will divorce you first.
Y mi esposa dijo, yo te divorcio si tú te vas a Alabama.
So we stayed.
Así que nos quedamos.
We did not go.
No nos fuimos.
I would love to tell you that I was so spiritual that it's like the next day I woke up and said, God's been dealing with me and it's time for us to go. But I didn't do
Pero
that.
no hice eso.
We were foreclosed on our house.
La casa,
We lost everything.
Perdimos todo.
And I still say,
Todavía
no, we won't go.
No vamos.
So the next thing I did is, one of my jobs was being a music minister at the church. I got fired.
De música en mi iglesia y me botaron.
I got fired for doing
Me
nothing wrong.
despidieron por hacer nada malo.
We can't afford you no more. You're fired.
No tenemos dinero para pagarte, así que te
What?
pedimos, ¿cómo?
What do you mean you can't
¿Cómo
afford
que
me?
no me pueden, no tienen dinero para pagarme?
I know you have money in
Que
the
tienen
bank.
dinero en el banco.
Yes, but we're trying to buy a building and it's $7 million and you're taking a big chunk out of our money, so we gotta let you
Usted está
go.
quitándonos mucho dinero, así que adiós.
So then I volunteered my
Después
services
fui a ser voluntario en una iglesia
at another church
para ser un músico ahí.
and I got fired
Y
from
me
there.
botaron de ahí y me despidieron.
Who gets fired from a
¿A quién nos
volunteer
despiden
service?
de un trabajo voluntario?
The pastor got
El
mad
pastor se enojó
because he said,
porque él dijo,
people come to
la
hear
gente
praise and
viene
worship,
a escucharte
and as soon as
con la
you
música,
finish,
y cuando tú terminas,
they get out the door and leave. So you need
así
to
que tú tienes que
go.
irte.
And I'm like, oh
Yo
man, I
dije,
got fired from
ay,
getting
ay,
paid. I got
botaron de un
fired for
trabajo,
volunteering
también de un trabajo voluntario.
So I'm gonna move to
Así
Atlanta.
que yo me voy a mudar a Atlanta
because God don't live there.
porque Dios no vive ahí.
Like Jonah, God don't live
Como
there.
Jonás, que él no vive.
And I tell you, my wife and I went through so much hardship in Atlanta.
Pasamos por tanto
wasn't a money
problemas.
thing.
No era de dinero.
We got to the point to where
Llegamos al
I was
punto
giving
que
her divorce
ya yo le daba
papers.
los papeles del divorcio.
And then we drove to
Después manejamos a Alabama
one Sunday
un domingo
and went to
y
church.
fuimos a la iglesia.
And then we started driving here every Sunday.
Comenzamos a manejar aquí todos
And
los domingos.
eventually,
Y eventualmente,
we just did what God told us
entonces
to do.
hicimos lo que Dios nos dijo que haga.
Eventually,
Eventualmente,
we stayed here.
nosotros nos quedamos aquí.
And then we realized
Después nos dimos
we didn't
cuenta,
have to lose all
no
that
teníamos
stuff
que perder todo.
if I didn't say, no,
Yo
no,
no hubiera
I
dicho que
won't
no,
go.
no voy.
So I kind of learned now,
aprendí
whenever
ya.
the Holy Spirit is asking me to do something, I'm ready.
Yo estoy listo.
Because I don't need to lose my
Yo
house.
no tengo que perder mi casa.
I don't need to lose my
No tengo
car.
que perder mi carro.
We even lost our
Hasta
firstborn.
perdimos nuestro primer bebé.
See, Elijah's not the first.
Elijah no es nuestro primer bebé.
He's the second.
Él es el segundo.
All because we can be so
Solo porque
stubborn.
nosotros somos tan
But I
tercos.
want you to hear
Pero
what
quiero que
Deborah
escuchan lo que
said next.
Débora dijo ahora.
Judges 4:9. Certainly I will go,
Ella dijo, iré contigo.
said Deborah, but because
Pero
of your
no
course
seré-
you are
será
taking,
tuya la
the
gloria
honor will
de la
not be
jornada
yours.
que emprendes.
For the Lord will deliver
manos de
Sisera
mujer
into the
entregará
hand of a
Jehová.
woman. So Deborah went with Barak to
César fue con
Kadesh.
Barak.
Oh, of course. You want me to go with you? I'm going to go with you.
Tú quieres que vaya contigo, yo voy
But
contigo.
you're not going
Pero
to get the
tú no vas a
honor
recibir la honra
of going
de
to
ir
war.
a la guerra.
See, I believe
Yo creo
that all our devices,
todos los que
are
tenemos,
taking
toda la
away our
tecnología que
honor.
tenemos nos quita la honra.
because we can't
Porque
even go,
nosotros ni podemos
because
ir,
we're too asleep
porque estamos
to realize that there are
dormidos
people
para darnos
who are
cuenta
awake.
que hay personas que están
We're so stuck on
Estamos
things that are
tan
not
trancados en
important
cosas que no están
that we have not
importantes.
taken the time
No
to
hemos
listen
tomado el
to
tiempo
what
de
has
escuchar
importance.
lo que tiene importancia.
Our lives have become
Nuestra
a
vida
chasm
se ha puesto
of
en algo,
nothing.
algo seco que no tiene nada.
You remember watching a TV show that was the most famous TV show, and it was called the TV show about nothing?
El programa de televisión de nada.
Y'all remember that? Am I the only one that remembers that? It was a show about nothing.
Un programa de televisión que
Now, my sister-in-law, she is an actress, and she was on
cuñada
a
es una actriz.
HBO
Ella
TV
estaba
show,
en un
and she
programa de
asked us to
televisión en
watch
HBO,
it.
Y ella nos dijo que lo vea.
And I watched it.
Yo lo vi.
And I was so excited. There's my
Estaba
sister-in-law on the
tan feliz.
screen.
Ahí está mi cuñada.
And at the end of the show, I was like, honey,
Al final yo dije,
what was the
cariño,
show about?
¿de qué se trata este show?
Because I watched the whole
Yo lo vi
thing,
todo,
but it said
pero no
nothing.
tenía nada. No,
It was about nothing.
nada, no era nada de
It
nada.
took me nowhere.
tomó a
I
ningún lado,
wasted
no,
my
no
time.
gasté mi tiempo.
Who's going to pay me for
¿Quién
my
me va a
time?
pagar por mi tiempo?
Because I wasted it.
Porque yo gasté
For
mi
nothing.
tiempo por nada.
You know, I like smart TV
Me
shows.
gustan los programas de televisión que son muy
I do. I like shows where I can't tell what's going to
No
happen.
puedo saber lo que va a pasar.
So whenever I do
Cuando
stay
yo
awake long
me
enough to
quedo
finish watching a
despierto
show,
para ver un programa,
I tell my wife
le
this.
digo a mi esposa,
This is almost every time we
esto
sit
es
and watch
cada
a
vez que
movie
nos
together.
sentamos a ver
Honey,
una
I wrote
película.
it.
Yo escribí esto.
And she knows exactly what that means.
Ella sabe exactamente
I wrote
lo que
it.
digo. Yo lo escribí.
I knew everything that was going to happen before it happened.
Antes que eso.
What a waste
Qué
of my
falta de
time.
tiempo.
I want to watch something I
Era
didn't
algo
write.
que yo no escribí.
I want to watch something to
quiero
it's like,
ver algo que
surprise!
sorpresa.
What a surprise
¡Qué
ending!
sorpresa!
I didn't see that
Yo no vi
coming.
esto
That was
vino.
wonderful.
Fue maravilloso.
But how many times
Pero
do we
¿cuántas
actually
veces
see
nosotros
something like
actualmente
that?
vemos algo así?
Something that is
Algo
beneficial
que
to
es
us.
beneficiante para nosotros.
This one is hard to read,
Esto es difícil para leer.
hard to see. Jael went on to meet Sisera and said to him, "Come, my lord, come right in. Don't be afraid." So he entered her tent, and she covered him with a blanket. Oh, that's so nice. He was tired. He's been at war.
Estaba
He
muy
went to this
cansado. Él
nice young lady. Went to her
cobija,
tent. She says,
fue a
"Come
su
on in."
carpa y dijo, ven, entra.
She covered him with a
Ella
blanket.
lo cubrió con
That almost sounds like a love story,
Suena
doesn't
como
it?
algo de amor, ¿verdad?
I'm thirsty, he said.
Tengo sed.
Please give me some
Dame
water.
algo para tomar.
She opened a
Ella
skin of milk,
abrió
gave him a drink, and
Y
covered
le
him
dio de
up.
tomar y lo cubrió.
Man, she gave him some of
Ay, ella
his milk.
le dio
She is
algo de
so nice.
leche. Qué bien, qué buena
Stand in the
ella.
doorway of the tent, he told her. If someone
Párate
comes by and
ahí en la
asks you,
puerta de la carpa.
is
Si alguien
anyone
te
there?
pregunta, y si alguien
Say
está ahí,
no.
Tú dices, no, nadie está aquí.
But Jael,
Pero
Herbert's
Jael
wife, picked up a tent peg and a hammer and went
agarraron un
quickly to
martillo y
him
fueron
while he lay
y él se
asleep, exhausted.
acostó agotado.
She drove the peg
Ella-
through his temple into the ground,
Ella le martilló ahí en la cabeza.
Pastor, that's not something you
Eso
should
no era
pick
algo
for
que
a
tú debes
message.
de escoger para un mensaje.
See, first of all, Barak
Primeramente,
was told he's
le
not going to get
dijeron,
the honor
no va a
of
recibir la
killing
honra de
Sisera,
matar a Cícero,
but it shall be a
pero
woman.
debe ser una mujer.
Now, notice that the woman still
La
acted
mujer
like a
todavía
woman.
actuaba como una
She
mujer.
was nice.
Ella era bien buena.
She was helpful.
Ella era tan
She filled in the areas that needed
Ella
to.
llenó todas las
And
áreas
she
que tenía que
waited for
llenar.
him to
Ella
be
esperó
fast
que estaba
asleep.
dormido.
How many of us
¿Cuántos de
are
nosotros
fast asleep
estamos
while we
dormidos
should be awake?
mientras debemos estar despiertos?
How many of us have
¿Cuántos de
so
nosotros
wasted our
debemos
time that
Gastamos
we
nuestro
don't
tiempo
even
que
recognize
nosotros no
when we're in
reconocemos cuando
danger?
estamos en peligro.
See, right now,
Ahora mismo
we're in a church and
estamos en una
we're
iglesia
hearing,
y estamos
but I'm
escuchando.
speaking about
Pero
your
estoy
soul.
hablando de su alma.
See, your soul, you
Su
should be
alma debe
awake.
estar despierta.
You should be
Debe
cognizant of the
estar
things that are
pendiente de las
happening
cosas que
right
están
now
pasando ahora
around you.
mismo alrededor de ti.
See, we live in a time
Vivimos en
where
un
many
tiempo donde
prophets
muchos
have
profetas
prayed that they could
han
see.
orado que puedan ver este tiempo.
But we are now living
Pero
in those
nosotros
times
estamos viviendo en
where
estos
many would have been excited to see the things that we
Muchos
see.
estarían emocionados
But
de ver
we're
las
so
cosas que vemos,
stuck
pero nosotros
on
estamos
silly things
congelados en cosas
that we don't
ridículas
notice the
que no nos
times that
damos
we're in.
cuenta cuenta del tiempo donde estamos.
See, one of the things that we do as a
Una de las
ministry
cosas
is
que
that
hacemos como
we have
ministerio
missions
aquí
quite
es que
often.
vamos a viajes
And if you're
misioneros.
interested, you know,
Si
you can
estás
go on Facebook
interesado,
and see
puede ir al
pictures of our
Facebook y
missions.
ver, fotos de
And when
nuestras
we go to
misiones.
missions,
Y cuando
we see
vamos
the
a las
urgency
misiones,
in
vemos la
people's faces.
urgencia de las personas en sus caras.
They come in and they just really want from
Ellos
God.
quieren algo de Dios.
And then we get to church in the
cuando
United
llegamos a
States,
la iglesia de
and as
Estados
soon as we
Unidos,
have a very
cuando
first service
tenemos nuestro
after our
primer
missions,
servicio después del-
all our missionaries that have gone with
todos los
us
misioneros
come back
con
angry.
nosotros regresan enojados.
See, because we have gone and
Porque
seen
nosotros
people who have a
vamos a ver
hunger and
personas que
thirst after
tienen
righteousness,
hambre
and then we go to
de la
people
justicia.
who are
Y después
asleep.
regresamos a gente que están dormidos.
See, and the reason why we're
La
asleep
razón
is
por la que
that
estamos dormidos
if you get
porque
sick, you can go to the
cuando tú te
doctor.
enfermas, tú vas al doctor.
Oh, if you can't pay the bill, it's okay. They'll
No
still
puedes
see you.
pagar el bill, ellos te ven como quieran.
If you're hungry and you don't have a job,
Tienes
you can get
trabajo,
food stamps.
puedes recibir estampillas
Yeah, our
de-
government has made it to where
el gobierno
you really don't have to be
no
awake.
necesita estar
They'll
despierto.
somehow
Ellos
provide for you.
ven por ti.
But when you have gone
Pero
to
cuando
people
tú
who
vas a
don't
las
have any
personas que
other
no tienen
recourse,
ningún otro recurso,
if God does not answer them, they're not going to get an answer.
ellos no reciben respuesta.
We went to Ecuador
Fuimos a
and we
Ecuador.
went and had
Y
medical
fuimos
missions
a
in
tener
Ecuador.
una-
And our very first day
una
getting there, preparing our
misión
clinic,
médica.
there was a line
El día había una
that went
línea que iba
4 blocks
4
long,
cuadras.
all because
Todo porque
these people
estas
needed.
personas necesitaban.
And when they came in and they
Ellos
received,
entraron y recibieron.
they left with a
Se
smile
fueron
on
con
their
una
face.
sonrisa en su cara.
Some of them came back the
Muchos de
next
ellos
day just to
regresaron
say, I
el próximo
want
día
to
para
just
decirle,
tell you thank you.
"No,
I
gracias."
just came by, I
Solo
stood in
vine
line
para
again
decir gracias.
today as if you had
Me
to
paré
see
en
me,
línea todas
just so
estas
I can
horas
come
solo
in
para
here
decirte
and
gracias.
say thank you. And we got to see some miracles
Pudimos
because,
ver
we're one of those
milagros
crazy
ahí.
folks that
Nosotros
believes
somos
that
unos
God can do
locos que
miracles
nosotros creemos
to
que
this
Dios
very
puede
day.
hacer
So we got to
milagros
see some
en
crazy
este día. Así que
miracles
vimos milagros locos.
because the doctors
Porque
couldn't fix them.
los doctores
So we went to the heavenly
no
doctor
podían
and said,
arreglarle,
we
así
need
que
some
oramos
grace in here.
al Padre Celestial.
We need for you to come in
Necesitamos que tú
and
vengas,
do a
Señor,
grand
y que tú
miracle.
hagas un milagro.
One day when we have a chance,
Día, cuando
we'll
tengamos
share some of those
oportunidad,
crazy miracles that we have
podemos
seen.
compartir esos
But
milagros.
see,
que
I believe
Pero yo creo
that we
que
here in the
nosotros
United
aquí
States
en los
can
Estados
come
Unidos
with
podemos
such
venir
fervor
con
to the
tanta
house of
energía a la
God,
casa de
just like
Dios,
how they do in a
como
third world
ellos
country.
lo hacen en otros
Just to
países
come in and
del
I just need you.
mundial.
I
Solo
just need
venimos
you.
aquí,
I don't
solo
want
te
the
necesito,
nonsense.
Dios.
I don't want
No me
something that's
importa
going
de
to
lo
make
que
me
esté
feel
pasando.
good. I don't want to hear something
No
that
me
just, I'm going to go
importa.
home and say, oh, just a breath of fresh air.
Solo-
I
solo
want
un
something that's
aliento.
just
Yo
going to
quiero
rip
algo
the
que
inside
va a
out so I have to
quitar
change.
todo de adentro
I want
para
something
yo
that I
cambiar.
can
Yo
become
quiero
better
algo que yo
each
pueda
day.
ser mejor
I
cada
want
día.
something,
Yo
and I
quiero
want to
algo que
experience
yo
something
pueda
that no
experimentar
one
algo
can
que
take away
nadie
from
me
me.
pueda quitar.
So some of us
Muchos
today,
de nosotros hoy
it's time to wake up.
es tiempo de despertarse.
It's time to
Es
wake
tiempo
up.
de despertarse.
Because
Porque
at 6 years
a
old,
los 6 años
I prayed,
yo oré.
I want to
Yo
be
quiero
part
ser
of the
parte
next
del
greatest
el
move of
movimiento más
God.
grande de Dios.
Wherever you send
Donde
me,
quiera que me mande,
let it be
que
where it's
sea
going to be the
donde
greatest
yo quiero estar en
move
el
of
movimiento
God
más grande
in
de
our
Dios,
time.
en nuestro tiempo,
Wherever you send me,
donde
I want it to be the
quiero,
greatest move
donde
of
quiera que tú me
God
mandes,
in our time.
que sea el más grande en nuestro.
And God sent me here.
Dios me mandó aquí,
So I'm
así que
ready.
yo estoy listo.
And I want to be
Y yo
before
quiero
people
estar ante
who are
personas
also
que
ready.
también están listos.
See, there's an expectancy.
Hay una
Right now, one of our
espera.
members,
Uno de nuestros miembros
she
ahora
was supposed to give birth
ya
yesterday.
tenía que dar a luz ayer.
It would have been Donna's first grandbaby.
Iba a ser el primer nieto de Donna.
Yesterday was supposed to be her due
Ayer
day.
tenía que tener el bebé.
You know what that means?
¿Sabes? ¿Tú sabes
She's
qué quiere decir eso?
expecting.
Ella está esperando.
Any moment now.
Cualquier momento ahora,
Day, afternoon, or
día,
night.
tarde, noche.
When that baby
Cuando
is
este
ready,
bebé esté listo,
that baby will
este
come
bebé va a
out.
salir.
Now let's get that
Ahora
way
vamos a
spiritually.
sentirnos así espiritualmente.
Any moment now.
Cualquier momento ahora,
Any moment.
cualquier momento,
Any moment.
cualquier momento.
Today,
Hoy
it's your hour of
es tu
salvation.
hora de salvación.
See, I'm one of those, I
De
love
esos
being
que
around
me gusta
people
estar
who
alrededor de las
are
personas
scientific
que son
minded.
científicos, le gusta pensar en los científicos.
I love those
Me
people
gustan
who
las
are
personas que
medically minded.
le gustan pensar en
There was a
medicina.
woman
Hay una
that her
persona
husband wasn't doing
que su
well,
esposo no estaba haciendo bien.
and she went to the
Y ella
doctor.
fue al doctor.
Doctor, what should I
Dijo,
do?
doctor, ¿qué debo hacer?
And the doctor
El
says,
doctor dijo,
it's very easy what you
es
need to do
fácil
so
lo que
he can
tienes que
get
hacer
better.
para que tu esposo se ponga mejor.
All you have to do
Lo que
is
tienes que hacer es
give him everything he
dale
needs,
todo lo que necesita.
massage his feet,
Dale masaje
massage
en
his
los pies,
back,
masaje-
be nice to
masaje en
him,
su
be
espalda,
loving,
dale mucho
and in
cariño,
6
mucho
months,
amor y en
he'll
6
be
meses
fine.
va a estar perfecto, va a estar bien.
She said, thank you,
Ella dijo,
doctor.
gracias, doctor.
Then her husband asked
Pues
her,
vino el esposo y le
What did
preguntó,
the doctor
¿qué
say?
dijo el doctor?
and she said, the doctor
dijo,
said you're going to die.
El doctor dice que te vas a morir.
See, when it comes time for
Cuando es
us,
tiempo para nosotros
do.
hacer algo,
we don't want to
no
do.
queremos hacer.
We give up quickly
Nosotros nos damos
and
por
surrender
rápido.
just because
Solo porque
we don't want to do stuff
nosotros
that we
no
don't want to
queremos hacer
do.
las cosas que no queremos hacer.
We want someone else to do
Queremos
it.
otra persona que lo
I
haga.
thought this morning when I was leaving my
Esta
house,
mañana,
man, I can't wait till the day
yo no puedo
that
esperar
God
el día
provides
que
so
Dios
much
provee
that we
tanto,
can have a cleaning
podamos
lady.
tener una persona que pueda
I
limpiar.
just can't wait
Yo no puedo esperar.
till we can afford a cleaning lady.
Tener una persona que pueda limpiar.
But right now,
Pero ahora
we got to clean ourselves.
Tenemos que limpiar nosotros.
We got to do it.
Tenemos que hacer nosotros mismos.
I know some of y'all looked at me like that. What kind of
Algunos
pastor
mirando
is
como
this?
que el tipo de pastor
I'm a volunteer pastor.
Soy
You know
un
what that
pastor
means.
voluntario. Quiere decir
They
que
don't get
a
paid
mí no
for
me
this.
pagan para ser
This is for
pastor.
free.
Esto es gratis.
So if I want to
Así
get
que
someone
si
to
yo
clean my
quiero que
house,
alguien limpie
I
mi
got to
casa,
produce it
tengo
outside
que
of this.
producirlo afuera de esto.
So you're with me now, right?
Conmigo,
I can't wait
yo no
for
puedo
someone
esperar para
to be able to come
alguien
clean my
pueda
house.
venir a limpiar mi casa.
You know why?
¿Sabe por qué?
Here's the honest truth.
Mira la honesta verdad.
I don't have time to clean.
Yo no tengo tiempo para limpiar.
My wife doesn't have
Mi
time to
esposa no
clean
tiene tiempo para
because
limpiar.
we're so
Porque
busy
estamos
doing
tan
so much
ocupados
stuff
haciendo tantas
that it's
cosas
like, Father,
que
provide
como
for someone else to do the
provee a
simple
otra
things
persona, por
so we
favor,
can
que haga
continue
para
and do the
nosotros seguir
harder
haciendo
things.
las cosas difíciles.
Some of us just need to
Muchos de nosotros
just get up and just
necesitamos
clean our house because
solo
that's what
limpiar
God
la casa,
has for us
porque
to do right
eso es lo
now.
que podemos hacer.
And stop
Podemos hacer
complaining.
eso ahora.
Just go ahead and
Para de
wash the
quejarse
dishes
y
and put
limpia
the
y
laundry in the
Haga
washing
la
machine.
ropa
Right now, we want to move further than
y
that.
movernos más
We
allá.
want to move to where we are
Queremos
being
movernos
useful
para
to
que
many
podamos ser
people.
usados para muchos.
But we can't do this by ourselves.
No podemos hacerlo solo.
We can't do this by
podemos
ourselves.
hacerlo solos.
We need other people to
Necesitamos
fill
otras
in the
personas para
spaces
llenar el espacio
that are
que
lacking.
nosotros no hace falta.
So right now,
Ahora mismo
see, we've been praying.
hemos estado orando.
We're Harvest.
Nosotros somos
That's
la
our name.
cosecha. Nuestro nombre, nuestra iglesia,
Harvest
es la
International is our name.
cosecha internacional.
So I'm going to tell you what the scripture
Le voy a
says about
decir lo
harvest.
que dice la escritura
Behold,
de
the
la cosecha.
harvest is
La cosecha
plentiful,
es grande,
but those who labor are
pero
few.
los trabajadores son pocos.
Pray to the Lord of the harvest.
Ora al
So
Dios
he
de
can
la
send
cosecha
forth
para que pueda
laborers.
mandar los trabajadores.
There is so much
Hay
work to
tanto
do
trabajo que
that we
hacer
don't
que
have
nosotros
time
no
to
tenemos
sit
tiempo
around
para
while we
sentarnos
watch the grain
para ver
spoil.
a todo
We don't have time.
No tenemos
It's
tiempo.
time to
Es
get
tiempo
busy and
de
start
ponernos
picking up
ocupados
the
y
harvest.
empezar a recoger la cosecha.
And that's what we're praying
Y eso es lo
for.
que estamos orando.
Father, revive
Lord,
your people, oh Lord
Anima a
God.
tus personas, a tu pueblo.
Lord God, allow them
Señor,
to see
permite que ellos puedan ver
the wasted time
el tiempo que
that we've had
que hemos gastado
while the grain rots.
mientras el grano se está dañando.
Let us be able to come
Que
in
nosotros podamos entrar
and fill in the
y
blanks
llenar todo lo que no podemos.
and allow God to use us
Permitir que Dios nos use.
and allow
Y
God to use
permitir
us.
que Dios nos use.
We have Sister Erica
Tenemos la hermana Erika.
came into our ministry and she was
Nuestro
very
ministerio, y
shy,
ella era bien tímida,
very shy.
muy tímida.
We don't have time for the
No
shyness.
tenemos tiempo para ser tímidos.
Get over it.
Ya, deja eso.
You can't just get over
¿Puedes decirme
shyness.
esto? ¿Puedes dejarme así?
Don't spend 5 minutes with Erica then, because you're going to find out you can get over the shyness.
Tú puedes parar de ser tímido.
Donna, I don't mean to have to say her
No
age, but
quiero
she's
decir,
older than
pero
I am.
ella tiene más años que yo.
And she said,
Ella dice,
now
ahora
I'm living.
yo estoy viviendo.
For the first time in my
Primera vez
life,
en mi vida,
I am
yo
living.
estoy viviendo.
As long as you are the center of your
Tú eres
world,
el centro de tu mundo.
you're not going to get anything accomplished.
No vas a hacer nada.
But when you find out that
Cuando tú
God is the
encuentras que
center
Dios es el centro
and He is willing
y
to
Él
lead
está
you.
dispuesto a llamarte.
Oh, see, I got to retract
Yo tengo
because
que
I heard some
rectificar lo que yo
people say in my spirit,
gente dice,
oh, there are a lot of people that have
Hay mucha
accomplished a
gente
lot of
que han
things
llegado a
without
hacer
God
muchas
being
cosas
in the
sin
center.
Dios ser en el centro.
Yes, they did things,
Ellos han hecho
but they
cosas,
never
pero
felt
nunca
like they
se
did
han sentido
things.
que han hecho algo.
See, there are words that are empty.
Hay palabras que no dicen.
And how do you know the
¿Y
difference?
cómo tú sabes la diferencia?
See, my mom
Mi mamá
made a difference in my
hizo
life,
una diferencia en mi vida.
so much so
Tanto que
that right now,
ahora mismo
in me,
en
my mom is
mi
alive.
mamá está viva.
Her work was not
Trabajo
empty.
no era en vano.
Her work till this
Trabajo
very
hasta
moment
este momento
fills me.
me llena.
My kids never got
Hijos
to meet her.
nunca pudieron
But when
conocer a
they
mi
get
mamá.
before
Pero cuando se
God
ponen antes de Dios,
and they get to see my mom,
ver a mi
they're
mamá.
going to think,
Ellos
I
van a
have
decir,
waited my whole
hemos esperado
lifetime
toda
to
nuestra
meet you.
vida para conocerte.
I want
Yo
your work
Tu trabajo
to be so filling
sea tan
that
lleno
even when you're no
que
longer
aunque tú no
around,
estás aquí,
your work is still
el trabajo
happening.
todavía está funcionando.
Amen. See, I came to the Lord because of my mom.
A los pies de Dios por mi mamá.
He's the one that ministered to me. I came to the Lord because of my mom.
Y yo vine por mi mamá.
And we've gone around
Y
the world
nosotros fuimos alrededor
and
del
we've
mundo
ministered and
y hemos
thousands of
ministrado
people have given their life to the
miles
Lord.
de lugares.
Do you know up to now my mom is still winning people to the Lord?
Está ganando la
You know
gente para el
why?
Señor.
Because she won me.
Porque ella me ganó a mí. Ella me trajo a mí.
Our lives have to be
Nuestras vidas tienen
so
que ser
different.
tan diferentes.
Stop wasting
Nada de
time.
estar gastando el tiempo.
Time is
El
precious.
tiempo es precioso.
Those of you who are a little older,
Ustedes que están un poco más
you
mayores
can understand when you look in the
pueden
mirror,
entender cuando ven en
you're like, how in the
el
world did I
espejo.
get this old?
¿Cómo yo llegué a ser tan viejo?
I looked at myself the other day in the mirror. It was right here in the church.
Yo
And
estaba mirando
walked in,
en
I
el
said,
espejo
oh, I
y
look
dije,
like my dad.
Me veo como mi papá.
When did I start looking like my
¿Cómo
dad?
comienzo a ver como mi
I'm
papá?
looking, oh, I need to go
Terminando
buy
bien.
some products
Tengo que comprar productos
because time
porque el tiempo
happens.
pasó.
The next thing you know,
Próximo,
your time is
tu
over.
tiempo es
It only counts
solo cuenta
while you're still
cuando
here.
estás aquí.
I would like you to pray with me.
Quisiera que oren conmigo.
And anyone who
Y
has not
cualquiera
received
que no ha
Jesus in their
recibido a
heart,
Jesús en
I
su
want you to
corazón,
be able to
yo quiero
pray
que
this
ustedes
prayer.
oren conmigo esta oración.
Father,
Señor,
I need direction.
necesito dirección.
I need you.
Te necesito a ti.
Come into my heart.
Ven a mi corazón.
Change me completely.
Cámbiame completamente.
Make me brand new.
Hazme nuevo.
I want to be useful
Quiero ser usado
for your
para
kingdom.
tu reino.
Forgive me
Perdóname
of all my
de
sins.
todos mis pecados.
And Father,
Y Señor,
allow me
permíteme
to be able to be
estar
in your
en tu
presence.
presencia.
I ask in the
Te lo
name of
pido en
Jesus.
el nombre de Jesús.
Amen.
Amén, amén, amén.
Now, if you prayed that prayer with me,
Oraste esta oración conmigo.
I would like to
Yo
welcome you
quiero darte la bienvenida
to our
a
family.
nuestra familia.
Now we have a tradition here,
Tenemos una tradición.
and I know we have
Yo
COVID
sé que
stuff going on, so
tenemos,
we're going to
COVID, así
separate
que
some tables outside
vamos
so
a
we can
separar
stay a
mesas
safe
afuera para
distance
estar
away from each
nosotros
other.
separados.
But we eat together
Nosotros
every
comemos
Sunday.
juntos cada domingo.
And some came yesterday and
Muchos
purchased some of
vinieron
the food
ayer y
that we
compraron
eat for free
comida
on
y
Sundays.
nosotros comemos gratis los
So
domingos.
you're welcome
Así que
to stick around.
están bienvenidos a
Normally,
quedarse.
at this time, we will
Normalmente en
ask you to
este tiempo
stand
le
up
pido
and
que
tell
se
us who you
pare,
are, and
digan
then
lo que
people will
quieren,
come and
y la
hug
gente
you
te
and make you feel
abrace
really
y
welcome.
te hacen sentir bienvenido.
But because of COVID, we're going to do away
La
with that.
pandemia no podemos abrazar a nadie.
But I want you to know,
Pero yo quiero que sepan,
you are welcomed here.
estás bienvenido aquí.
We are honest
Nosotros somos muy honestos
in how we believe.
en cómo nosotros
We are
creemos.
honest
Somos honestos
in how we worship.
en cómo alabamos.
And I want you to be
Y yo
part
quiero que ustedes sean
of
parte
us.
de nosotros.
So if you don't have a
Que
church
si no
home,
tienen una iglesia,
come back next Sunday.
regresa el próximo domingo.
You don't have to wait till next
Tienes que
friends
esperar
and families.
el próximo evento que tengan.
You will feel
Se van a sentir
right at home.
en casa.
And one of the things I
De
want
las
you to
cosas que
consider
quiero
right
que
now
considere
before
ahora
we
mismo,
end,
antes de terminar,
how did you feel?
¿cómo te sentiste
when you walked in the
cuando
door?
entraste por aquí hoy?
Did you feel peace?
Con paz?
Did you feel like, what in the world?
¿Te sentiste como que qué locura es
Did you feel like, I want to run away from here?
o que te sentiste que quería huir
What
de
did
aquí?
you feel when you came
De
in?
cuando entraste aquí.
And now I'm going to tell you what
Te voy a
we've been
decir
praying.
lo que nosotros hemos estado
We've been
orando.
praying that
Hemos estado orando
everyone
que cada
that will
persona
walk in the
que
door
camine por aquí
with sense of
puede
spirit
sentir el espíritu
of
de
peace
paz
to come upon
que
them.
venga sobre ellos.
So here
Aquí
they can focus
ellos pueden enfocarse
and grow.
y también crecer.
May God
Que
richly bless
Dios le
you.
bendiga mucho.